Welcome back, my friends, and thank you for tuning into the Fair Fight Wrestling Podcast. This is our weekly high spot review, covering the best matches and moments from the past week. Let's not waste a bit of time and jump right into it. Alright, here's something that was important enough to make headlines online, yet was noticeably lacking from NXT programming. Asuka has broken Goldberg's winning streak. More impressively so, considering how it's widely known that Goldberg's kayfabe streak was padded over time. Now, given how relevant Goldberg is and how it would not damage his character since he's now off TV, I would wish that this would have been more promoted on NXT over the past week. Instead, unless I completely missed it, Asuka wasn't even featured on the show. Regardless, though, it's an impressive milestone that I hope they bring up in the future. Alright, moving on to Raw. Believe it or not, a six-man tag is making the high spot list. I was pleasantly surprised that Corey Graves even referenced the past Japan relationship between Gallows, Anderson, and Balor, although I wish this story was more prevalent in the ring. Despite the missed opportunity to set up a future storyline, this was an impressive tag match with a decent pace, and the detail of Seth Rollins backing out of the pedigree at the last moment was a nice touch. Hey, let's jump into something fun. Every week on @FairFightAudio on Twitter, we throw out polls and quizzes. And the first poll that we threw out was, who do you think is receiving the biggest push at the moment? 53% of you said Braun Strowman. Just slightly underneath that, Roman Reigns at 33%, Jinder Mahal rounding out the rest of your votes at 13%, and Samoa Joe with a flat out 0. I don't disagree with these at all. I think the balance is between who's getting the bigger push, Strowman or Roman, and guess what? I think we're going to find out who comes out the end on that on Sunday at Payback. So, alright, moving right along, sticking with the theme of Believe It or Not, a dumpster match has found its way onto the high spot list. First off, I want to note how Callisto suddenly looks like $1 million. His new entrance theme keeps with the familiarity of the character, yet moves away from the cartoonish vibe. His new mask and ring gear make him look like he's ready to debut on Lucha Underground, and it contrasts between him and Strowman. It was very well put together. Despite the, forgive the pun, trash talking this match has received online, I thought it was a great finish. It did not damage Strowman in the slightest and gave him the opportunity to be furious with Callisto after losing. Graves' comment of that was the worst thing that could have ever happened was the perfect pitch to what came next. Alright, skipping over a lackluster Smackdown, we head straight into NXT with one of my new favorite wrestlers, Alistair Black. I am always a fan of less is more when it is done properly, and this silent killer persona fits Black perfectly. A slow, purposeful build is exactly what this character needs, and I look forward to seeing more from him in the future. Alright, also every week at FairFightAudio on Twitter, we throw out a couple quizzes, and the first quiz we threw out was, who has not held the $1 million championship? And 100% of you all got it right. Macho Man is the only person on this list who has never held the $1 million championship. Here's another quiz for you, and name that tune. Go back to our Paybacks predictions video on this channel, and the question was, what is the theme music used in the background of it? And of course, that theme music belongs to the one and only Mr. Perfect. Alright guys, heading back into NXT now, and I'm telling you, this was an excellent show, and we had a tremendous match between, ironically, two non-NXT guys. Jack Gallagher and Tyler Bate put on an innovative clinic on Wednesday with a big fight feel surrounding them. This further supports my theory that both 205 Live and NXT would greatly benefit from moving the Cruiserweights over to NXT, because, after all, that's exactly what each brand has in common. They're all developmental. Gallagher and Bate would have never received this much spotlight time on Raw, and quite frankly, they overshined every match that Raw and Smackdown had to offer this week. Finally, in our Believe It or Not themed episode, we're going to talk about Impact Wrestling. Matt Sydal had a quick yet effective debut on Impact Wrestling this week. I have been a fan of him from his WWE days all the way to Japan, and this will be an important addition to the growing brand. I look forward to watching him move up the ranks as the weeks progress. Alright guys, just a reminder to our fans, you have the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life by donating to our Fighting Chance campaign. Here at Fair Fight, we do not have any type of Patreon. Rather, we encourage you to donate to reputable and worthy causes such as St. Jude Children's Hospital. Simply go to stjude.org, make your donation, take a snapshot of it, and send it to @FairFightAudio on Twitter so that we can keep track of how awesome our listeners are. Alright, thank you again for tuning in. Let me know your high spots from this past week in the comments below. Give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check us out on Twitter and Facebook @FairFightAudio. Have a great Payback weekend, and we will chat with you soon.